sink in the mud tonight. First soak through a street light. One whimper cuts the pouring air. Two eyes wide with silent prayer. 3 blocks walked with shaking hands. 4 walls rise where kindness stands. The storm outside begins to bend. Now your breath matches mine. Every shiver turns to light. No more hiding in the cold. You are safe here, worth more than gold. 5 bandages, 6 soft words. 7 hours till morning stirred. 8 breaths steady on the floor. 9 dreams knocking at the door. 10 heartbeats sink without a sound. 11 scars start healing down. The dark retreats from window glass. Now your breath matches mine. Every shiver turns to light. No more trembling in the rain. You're the hope I lost and found again. 12 steps taken on your own. 13 seeds and thawing stone. 14 dawns and you look back. 15 reasons not to cry. Now your breath matches mine. Every shiver turns to light. No more counting broken days. You are home in every Street light bleeds on cracked concrete. You press against the cold incomplete. One ear twitching at my tread. 2 ribs rising barely fed. 3 steps closer through the downpour. 4 walls waiting past this door. The wind holds its breath as I reach. And now your heart beats next to mine. Every shiver turns to time. No more wandering in the gray. You are known in every way. 5 towels dry your matted fur. 6 hours watching you stir. 7 breaths steady on the floor. 8 dreams knocking at the door. 9 mornings seeing you sit tall. 10 times you didn't flinch at all. The dawn spills gold across the sill. Now your heart beats next to mine. Every shiver turns to time. No more shadows in your stare. You got warmth beneath your hair. 11 walks without a chain. 12 meals shared in patient rain. 13 nights you rest your head. 14 reasons hope's not dead.